Most of us will be receiving quite a lot of Christmas cards. Many of them will have the message Merry Christmas, while others will have Happy Christmas. The Merry Christmas ones are more likely to be the secular ones, and the Happy Christmas is preferred quite often on religious cards. As for season's greetings, or the American version, Happy Holidays, well, I don't hold very much with that. But people get greetings from all sorts of places, sometimes over Europe. If you've got friends in Scandinavia, they will probably greet you with God Jul, which is simply Good Christmas. Yule, of course, are there using the very old pagan term. And also a similar greeting, but in a more definite Christian term, will come from Italy, where you get Buon Natale, good birth, good Christmas, because Natale, although it means birthday, I think it's kept mainly for the birth of Jesus. German friend, however, might use something, might wish us Fröhliche Weihnachten, which sounds as if like enjoying quite a lot of games, fun and games, having frolics. The one I like particularly is the French one, Joyeux Noël, joyful Christmas. That really sums up what the true meaning of Christmas is. It really focuses on it. The word joy, I notice, comes particularly, I've noticed, in two carols. First one, it's the very first word, joy to the world. In another one, it's the last word, O tidings of comfort and joy. Both carols reflect the words of the angel in the Christmas story. Do not be afraid, for behold, I give you good news of great joy, for today is born in the city of David a Saviour who is Christ the Lord. The long-awaited Messiah had come. What greater joy can that mean? And then that second one links the word comfort to joy. Now, comfort in its original words, it doesn't mean making somebody comfy, giving them cushions and other things like that. It means strengthening them. And following Christ means we will need a great deal of strength. And we have to remember that Christmas is just the beginning of a journey that starts with the stable and ends with the cross and the resurrection, and then goes on to eternity, come to that. A journey that requires us lots of courage and lots of faith. It means staying close to the Saviour throughout his journey and throughout our journey. Christmas is just the beginning of a wonderful journey that ends in glory, if we choose to follow it all the way. But it's only too easy to drop out or to look for an easier route. I always enjoyed having a rail trip over the Alps. One of my favourite journeys is the Gotthard route in Switzerland. The southbound train passes the low-lying Lake Lucerne and then climbs steadily towards the mountain pass. It gains height by using zigzags and spiral tunnels until eventually the climb becomes too difficult and the train eventually plunges into a 10-mile tunnel to get through the ridge. The climb and the descent take us through breathtaking scenery, and the train travels at quite a modest speed, so it helps us to enjoy it. But since my last trip to Switzerland, a new route has been opened. The train no longer has to struggle with the tortuous journey. It simply plunges into a new tunnel, the base tunnel it's called, 3 times as long, but at quite an impressive speed. No mountains, no waterfalls, just 20 minutes of darkness. All right if you're in a hurry, but without the true rewards. Staying close to Jesus and trying to follow his footsteps is the purpose of our journey. A journey with rewards that outstrip any alpine trip, but not always without pain. There is no base tunnel in the journey to glory. Staying close to Jesus means that the gospel is not just something to read, it's something to live. It's God's living word. The Holy Sacrament is not just bread and wine, it's God's true presence. For Christ is God incarnate, God made man. That's what the name Emmanuel means, God with us. John Betjeman wrote a poem called Christmas. Not quite sure about his geography, particularly at the time it was written, but the final verse is very important. No love that in a family divine, no carolling in frosty air, nor all the steeple-shaking bells can with this single truth compare, that God was man in Palestine and lives today in bread and wine. We may have taken the wrong route, but with Christ before us and beside us, we too can get back onto the right journey and arrive at the promised land. And remember, Jesus is for life, not just for Christmas.